Walmart teaming up with OpenAI to allow users to make purchases directly on ChatGPT. Joining us now with more on the rise of Agentic Commerce and its impact on the tech sector, Mark Mahaney, Evercore ISI, head of Internet Research. We can talk about this. We can talk about a lot of the recent scuttlebutt surrounding AI. It's moving forward. It's unstoppable, obviously. You can talk about the Walmart deal or just all the bubble talk. I think there's a bubble within bubble talk right now.
There may be. What I'm really interested in is you had a slew of announcements just in the last 10 days. You had Expedia, Uber, Spotify, Booking.com, Walmart. They're all integrating with ChatGPT. What a sign of the times. And so it is emerging. It's still small. 800 million is still small. You've got 2 to 3 billion person assets with Google and with Meta. But, you know, watch this space. And if those companies are seeing early on that they need to be integrated with ChatGPT, I think you're going to see a lot more companies come on. And there's a chance here that this dramatically changes the internet landscape and the tech landscape, you know, in the space of for the next 2 or 3 years.
Well, we had that discussion, and we were told that it's going to be not just a zero-sum game for get involved, Sorkin. Work with me.
I will be.
On Uber, that suddenly Uber's ride-hailing business is going to double because they're on ChatGPT. Why isn't it just people going to ChatGPT instead of doing it the old way for Uber? Why will the companies that are maybe they need to be there to not lose business, but are they going to be able to add 20, 30, 40% to their business by just being on the AI?
No, I think that's silly. No, but could it be?
Who made that point? What's that dude's name?
Well,
remember the other day?
No, but there could be incremental traffic. That's what's important. And
he was at your book party. I saw him at your book party. You were arguing with him about what are you, a McKinsey guy?
Oh, Michael Wolff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes, we were talking about all of these
You looked at him
deals.
like he had three heads when he was saying it.
Well, and then we had Jamie Dimon talk about it just yesterday in Washington, D.C.
And what did he say? Does he say it's additive or it's just...
Well, I think he was saying vendor financing unto itself is not...
No, we're not talking about... We're talking about whether Uber being on ChatGPT doubles Uber's business.
Right. That's the ultimate question.
No, I don't think it does. But does it... actually, you should think about it more positively. For a name like a Booking, an Expedia, and eventually Amazon, too, probably, and a Walmart, this is just another customer acquisition cost channel.
Who's paying who? Because we just had another retail analyst who was here saying, look, these retailers were all slow when the internet first launched. They let all these e-retailers come in and eat their lunch. They don't want to get caught in the cold again. Are they paying ChatGPT for this, and is it a lot of money?
Eventually they will. I think what ChatGPT is going to do is, this is like Mark Zuckerberg in private. Build out the user base, build out the engagement, and charge them, but a lot later. I don't think they're going to really lean into monetization.
This is just say, yeah, we want to be everywhere.
Until they got 2 billion users, and I think that's when they'll start leaning into monetization. So that's still another year or two. If you were ChatGPT and you had unlimited access to capital, unlimited access to infrastructure, why would you try to screw anything up by trying to monetize now? Wait. Build up the traffic, build up the engagement. But the other side here is Agentic Commerce is coming. It doesn't mean it only occurs on ChatGPT. All of these, Amazon, all of these major platforms have to make...
That sounds very monopolistic, what you were describing. We're going to let everybody come play with us, and as soon as we can, as soon as they need us more than we need them, we're going to turn on the screws and ramp it up.
Turn on the screws, charge people. I don't know. I sort of view that. I mean, this is kind of what a Meta. Think about it. This is what Meta did. You know, you use stories or you use threads and just build up the traffic, and then later on monetize. But first, build up the traffic, build up the engagement. But I think what's imperative for all these companies, you have to build out agentic commerce capabilities. You have to make sure that when I go to Uber, it's personalized, and I don't have to always go through the same prompts. Like, they should be able to automate it a lot better, personalize a lot better. All of these e-commerce experiences, these transaction experiences, need to be agentified, and I think they will be, by the way. So the agentic, there's not just one agentic commerce winner. There can be multiple ones, but companies need to make sure they invest in that technology now. And there's some companies that are doing a great job of this. You look at Amazon with this Rufus technology that they have. Like, they're trying to personalize. Look how much information Amazon has about you. They should be able to much better personalize the shopping experience, and I think they will. So anyway, I think that's the challenge.
But going back to the issue, I think that we were talking to Michael Wolff about.
Vendor financing, yes.
No, we'll take the vendor financing piece out of that. We'll come back to that in a second. Just given that this is going to happen, how much can it grow the market for these players, or is it just a replacement?
Oh, I'm sure there's some incremental growth. I'll just step back. Google grew the information, the search, the advertising economy over the last 20 years. Google made it bigger because it just made it more efficient for consumers and merchants and small businesses to meet up. ChatGPT is going to do the same thing. It'll be an accelerator. It's not going to double the market.
But an accelerator for, the question I think is it an accelerator for Uber? Is it an accelerator for Lyft? Is it an accelerator for everybody? Because then you're just saying the entire pie is getting bigger.
Companies,
see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Meaning, I assume you can either go to a restaurant and you can use OpenTable for that, or you could use,
maybe
DoorDash to bring you the food.
Well, I'd use the internet analogy. If you didn't figure out how to service customers, how to interact with customers on the internet, you were going to lose market share.
Right.
I think the internet and agentic commerce and AI is going to increase the overall size of the market, but it's going to create a lot of winners and losers. Right. And the losers are going to be the companies that don't develop better offerings. It's like if you didn't have a website, eventually you got screwed.
You're saying something different, though. You're saying that for Uber to maintain its market share, it's got to go on ChatGPT. It's not going to double its market share. It's just maybe Expedia, because people probably, if you could just do ChatGPT, get me an airline, or a hotel room, maybe that. I don't know.
Well, then what Expedia has to do is make sure that people go to Expedia and they say, this is where I want to go, and this is my budget. Put together the package for me. And then, by the way, they're doing that. They have this product called Expedia Romy. Right. Priceline has something called Priceline Penny. All these companies have to create these agents. You need to create an agent in order to be successful.
And where do you land on the vendor financing piece of this, the sort of round tripping?
It's getting tricky, I'm not sure how I can come out on there's not red flags here, but there's some orange flags. And you better be careful about who you've set up your vendor financing deals with. There's a few companies where it should be relatively safe. I think OpenAI is. I think they've got access. I don't know when. I think they've got almost limitless access to capital at this point. If they maintain the kind of growth that they're doing, and if they're rolling out the products that they're rolling out are extraordinarily good. Soar 2, for example. Right. And we're going to have, I know Brad Gerstner's coming on in a little bit. I was just chatting with him. I mean, ChatGPT 6 is coming out before the end of the year, and I just think we're going to see these step function improvements in the product. If you do that and you're in the OpenAI ecosystem, you're okay in terms of vendor financing.